Hey guys, it's Chameleonaire, and we have so much to talk about regarding the Mortal Kombat 1 Chaos Reigns official trailer. So many things to unpack from this trailer, but we're gonna break it down little by little. First thing that I want to talk about is the story. It looks really good. I love that Havik is getting the flowers that he deserves. For the past couple of games, we've gotten the typical Shao Kahn, Shinnok, these gods, these emperors as the big bad, but seeing Havik, character from Mortal Kombat Deception, that was very interesting, that didn't get much character development. Seeing him as the big bad and being a Titan is so freaking amazing to me. If you'd like a more in-depth take on the story, I'll definitely make another video about that if you're interested, but I primarily want to focus on Kombat Pack 2 and the characters. Now, with Liu Kang pretty much wiping everything and switching things up, it doesn't surprise me that we have Power Suit Cyrax and Sector. I mean, I can understand why some people might not like the idea of them being humans inside of a power suit versus them just being full-fledged cyborgs. I've talked to some of my friends and they said, oh, well, they were already human, so it doesn't really matter if they're humans inside of a power suit. Because if you go back to MK1 when you played as Cyrax in the Mortal Kombat story mode, that was really just for lore. Like, them being human in Mortal Kombat 9 was just like a prologue portion till they became cyborgs, because they were always going to be cyborgs regardless. But the cyborgs in MK1 now being in armor is really not a phase. But the overall point is that Cyrax and Sector are supposed to be cyborgs, regardless if in the previous timeline they were going to be complete like cybernetic beings, or them being humans inside of a power suit. They're still the same type of character, just different. Like, if you look at the trailer, they're still doing their same moves, and yeah, they are women now, but it really doesn't take away from how they are as characters. And you also have to keep in mind that it's the new era. Like, Liu Kang changing them from cyborgs to power suits is a really unique change. But if I can theorize, I believe that Liu Kang went with this decision just to remove the tragic factor of the whole cyborg Lin Kuei. For you literally gave up your humanity and instinct to become a cyborg. It was the whole reason why Cyrax didn't want to do it. It was also really sad seeing Cyrax, someone who was good and wanted his free will, become a cyborg, and he was forced into doing it. Same thing with Sub-Zero in MK9. And power suits are kind of like, it's the best of both worlds. Cyrax still gets to retain his humanity. Sector gets to follow the Lin Kuei Grandmaster's decision and vision of being cyborg Lin Kuei. It is, you know, it's to me not a big deal. They could just take it off. Like, Cyrax can still be human and do what she does. Sector can keep the suit on and do what she does, because, you know, they're women now. And if I could be completely honest, if history repeats itself, I wouldn't be surprised if Sector is completely dissatisfied being inside of a suit and would rather just go full cyborg. NetherRealm can make that decision later on, so at least, you know, Cyrax and Sector, they each get that decision. But ultimately, Bi-Han becoming Noob Saibot in the end is phenomenal. To me, this is Noob Saibot's best depiction in the game. Voice wise, he sounds better, because in MK11 he literally sounded like he was gargling on nails and just spoke into a mic the whole time. And then his story is so much more dark and deeper than before. The fact that Bi-Han was tortured and had his humanity stripped from him from Titan Havik to inevitably become Noob Saibot in the end, to me just makes his character just so much dark, and you can't help but to love Noob Saibot a little bit more, being that he is more tortured, and just, I think he just plays better. And like I said before, his voice is better, his look is better. I will say, I don't like that hat. I don't like that hat that they gave him. I'm hoping that, like they did for Ermac, they give him a hood, because he is a ninja, and he just looks like he's wearing a Shinnok crown. That's what it looks like to me. And last but certainly not the least, let's talk about the characters that are going to be in Kombat Pack 2. First character we see is Ghostface, who hit us with the "Do you like scary movies?" And then we see the most anticipated character, in my honest opinion, the T-1000. Oh my god.
And I gotta tell you, It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Then we see Conan the Barbarian, another Arnold character from his peak of 80s, 90s movies. And then we see the ninjas, female cyborgs, Sector, Cyrax, and Noob Saibot. I'm staying on the highlight. I just want to talk about the fact that the T-1000 is perfect for Mortal Kombat 1. If you remember Terminator 2, the way he killed people in that movie, he was super violent and gory. He's probably going to borrow some tricks from Baraka, being that in the movie, he always reverted to turning his hands into swords and just chopping people up or stabbing people. He is extremely gory. He is perfect for Mortal Kombat. The likeness of the actor from the movie is perfect. He's just a perfect candidate for Mortal Kombat 1. I'm so excited for him. We're going to start to go down the list now. I'm not against Conan the Barbarian being in Mortal Kombat 1. I mean, it's cool to see another Arnold character in the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, it would have been cool if we had the T-800 in this game. That way he can get a rematch against the T-1000. But thing is, RoboCop was in the last Mortal Kombat game, so I'd rather have RoboCop versus Terminator. And in a way, I mean, this is Terminator versus... this is Terminator versus Terminator, but this is Conan the Barbarian. To be completely honest here, I've never seen any of his movies. I never seen that movie before. I know that Andre the Giant was in it. That's all I know. And he kind of just looks like a He-Man. I'm assuming that he's just a violent He-Man. Didn't know he killed people in that movie. I might go back and watch it just to see. And then we're gonna get into Ghostface. Okay, let me just be honest about Ghostface. I understand why Ghostface is in Mortal Kombat. They're going down the list of iconic horror movies from the past and putting them in these violent Mortal Kombat games because it fits their world. Freddy Krueger makes sense. He is a freaking demon that would kill people for shits and giggles. You got Jason Voorhees, who is a violent freaking zombie that killed people that literally even breathe the same air that he breathed. He is perfect for Mortal Kombat. We have Leatherface, who was a freaking psychopathic serial killer who killed people. Those guys make sense for Mortal Kombat. Ghostface being in Mortal Kombat 1, to me...
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
In a game that has demons, gods, ninjas, freaking monsters, vampires, cyborgs, demigods, Ghostface does not fit into that world. If you remember who Ghostface is essentially a regular human inside of a Halloween mask. Ghostface does not possess any superhuman, supernatural abilities. Anybody could be Ghostface. There were women that were Ghostface, teenagers that were Ghostface, old men that were Ghostface. Anyone could take on the mantle of the Ghostface. And all Ghostface did was stab you to death. He didn't have any superpowers. He was not no demon. He didn't possess nobody in their sleep. He wasn't a walking freaking tank that just got stabbed, shot, and freaking didn't get killed that took these really massive blows like Jason or even Michael Myers. Now, I don't hate Ghostface being in the game, but I am a little disappointed with him being in the game because why isn't Michael Myers in Mortal Kombat yet? He makes sense. He is more physically fit. He is more his inclusion in Mortal Kombat would make sense being the amount of blows that Michael Myers has took in all his movies. He's gotten shot at, he's gotten stabbed, he's gotten up and still killed people the next day. Ghostface, he can't take that many blows. Can you just picture, just for a moment, Ghostface doing an air combo to Omni-Man or Homelander? What is he gonna do to Homelander or Omni-Man? Literally, we have Fire God Liu Kang, we have ninjas. Almost all the ninjas are in this game. We have freaking superheroes that would crush freaking Ghostface. That would crush Ghostface. I don't hate Ghostface as a character. I felt like he would have been a better cameo fighter because he can only do so much as a character. All he can do is throw knife, hit you with it, stab you, and that's it. Even Ghostface can't even fight. Do you know how many times Ghostface has gotten his ass beat in the Scream franchise? So many times. I'm patiently waiting for Michael Myers to make an appearance. One last final highlight to talk about that came at the end of the trailer. Full circle moment has came around and they brought back Animalities. Personally, Animalities were always my favorite way of killing people other than fatalities. Now, I'm hoping for this game that the Animalities make sense. Okay, we saw so many different types of people transforming into animals. We saw, well, I think that was a hyena that killed Fire God Liu Kang. We saw a hippo biting down on Shang Tsung. We see a bona fide T-Rex. We see a gigantic scorpion, which we should know who that was for. We see a wolf and a spirit wolf attacking Johnny Cage. We see a pufferfish blowing up Raiden. And then we find, and then we see the praying mantis that was given to Melina, which fits her character so well. And the only thing that I will say about Animalities is I hope that they make sense and have some sort of correlation to the characters. Like, for example, the pufferfish. What do pufferfishes live? They live underwater. We see how they kill Raiden. The pufferfish is inside of Raiden, blows him up, and we see water driblets coming out from the debris of blood, which I'm hoping is for Rain. He is a water mage. Next, we see a wolf and a spirit wolf. Now, who do you think that animality belongs to? If I can only make a guess, that belongs to Kenshi. Kenshi uses spirits to fight his opponents. He summons the spirits to attack his foes. Now, wouldn't his spirits also have an animality as well? I'm hoping that that's why we see two wolves in this sequence. Nine wolves, not in Mortal Kombat, so that has to be the reason why Kenshi transforms into a wolf and has a spirit wolf to go along with the animality. Now, we see a gigantic scorpion. This better be Scorpion's animality, because if you remember in Mortal Kombat Trilogy or Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, whichever one you want to call it, guess what his animality was in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3?
Flawless victory. Animality.
He turned into a penguin, laid an egg, and that exploded. Scorpion turning into a penguin. That does not make any sense. Scorpion has a goddamn scorpion tattoo on his arm. If that is not a clear indication that he transforms into a giant scorpion, I swear I'm never playing Mortal Kombat 1 ever again. I'm hoping that in Mortal Kombat 1, I'm hoping that Sub-Zero can transform into a polar bear because or a penguin, whichever one, an animal that belongs in the ice, or that's from ice. It's given to Sub-Zero. Polar bear, penguin. That's it. Shang Tsung better turn into a giant snake because that's his thing. Liu Kang better turn into a dragon because that was always his thing. Have to assume that the bona fide T-Rex is Quan Chi's animality because he is a sorcerer that plays with necromancy, which is dead things. Why would the T-Rex be bona fide? That's why it's dead. But overall, I am looking forward to the trailer. I'm looking forward to see how Titan Havik fares as a boss in the game because it's a breath of fresh air, being that we have Chronica, who was a terrible boss in Mortal Kombat 11. Shinnok MKX was kind of mid of a boss in that game. Shao Kahn was an okay boss in MK9, so it's definitely different to see Titan Havik because he is such a cool character. Ghostface being in MK1 is kind of dumb to me. I'm gonna be completely honest, okay? I don't hate him being in the game. I'm curious to see how he fights in here, being that he does not fight. He cannot fight. All he can do is stab you to death. I don't know. I guess we just have to wait and find out because the game comes out September 24th. Oh, and one last thing that I have to talk about. Now, this is a lot of content being offered in a game that's been out for almost a full year. All the DLC, expansion, story mode, this is all gonna cost $60. That's with tax, so $59.99. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I mean, don't get me wrong, the game looks amazing. It looks exciting. The T1000 for me is the highlight. I'm curious to see like how the story continues from the first story that we play from the base game. I really don't know if it's worth the money. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the characters, but at the same time, let me know your guys' comments. Let me know your ideas, feelings about the trailer in the comment section. I'm Chameleonaire. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna see you next time.